morning, everybody. Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates here. Coming at you with one of my regular floss tubes. I'm going to do a floss tube update, and then I'm going to do a separate Stitch With Me video. I had them both together on the last video. I'm not sure which works the best for you guys, so I'm just going to split them up. It makes more sense in my mind to do that. Let's see. It is Tuesday, June 4th at 7:40 a.m., 74 degrees, and it says fair. It looks sunny. I don't know what the difference is between fair and sunny. It's a gorgeous day here on the island. Let's see. First, I'm going to go over the projects, the Mania projects I was working on yesterday, and show you some stuff I got. I don't have a whole lot to do in the floss tube video itself, so I don't know how long it is going to be. Something just went shooting through my mind and then it's gone. I hate it when that happens. Yeah, I don't know. This is what happens when you don't have notes. And I don't have notes. All right, so progress. That's what I was going to say. My small is complete. It is ready for StitchCon. So that, you know, there's a sense of relief. Lord knows I love stitching it. You know, putting it together wasn't the funnest thing in the world, but it's together. I did shoot video of the entire process. So I'm going to put that together and schedule it to go up after StitchCon. So you will see that, and you will see the finished piece. And I am very happy with it. It's not perfect. As I said in my video yesterday, if people are looking for professional finishes, yeah, not so much. But it is a relief to have it done because I don't feel like there's anything I have to stitch. So I did my, what I started to do, work a thread on one project, work a thread on another project, work a thread on a third project. So I'm working on 3. The first one is the Give Love, Get Love hashtag. This is the freebie that Donna Bayless of By the Bay Needle Arts created for this hashtag. And I wouldn't say I came up with this hashtag. There's many, many other people out there who are using this hashtag. But I shared it on one of my Stitch With Me videos, and she saw it and did this did this little stitched piece. So I'm almost done. I just have the V and the E to do. And I do want to try and get this finished into some kind of little piece. If not a pillow, maybe what is it that Vonna calls it? A stand-up folded, you know, flat fold piece. I actually don't know if I have enough of the press board to do that. But anyway, I am very happy with it. This is on a 28 count hand-dyed linen. This is a little piece that I got from my friend CJ. So I don't know who the dyer is. It didn't have a tag on it. The floss is Mrs. Sadus Jan's Pride. So this is that rainbow floss that she dyed with the tropical colors. And I love it. I think it's gorgeous. So that was, I'll get that done tonight. My regular Mania piece yesterday was Small House by Brown House Studio. This is from the April 2003 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. A small house can hold just as much love as a large one. And so when I picked it up, this was a Mania start from last year. When I picked it up, I had the tree done. I had the outline of the house done. A little bit of the roof. I did the door yesterday on the video. And so yesterday, when I sat down to stitch, I got, I had this little blue section over here done. in the house, but I got all the rest of the blue done yesterday. So still more on that to go. This is 40 count vintage navy bean by Lakeside Linen. It is a 40, I did say 40 count. It is my own color conversion. The blue is Cottage Blue by Gentle Arts. So, as you can see, the colors are totally different. Actually, and what I mentioned yesterday in my Stitch With Me video, this house is the main one that I'm changing the color for. The rest of it will be similar colors, just using overdyes instead of the DMCs. So, there's that one. And then I also am going to continue to work on Shades of Gold, because it is just way too pretty to put down. So this is Northern Expressions Needle Art. I always say needle art, needle work. Northern Expressions Needlework. This is the pattern, one of the patterns that I got at the Stitch It Central store in London, Ontario when I was visiting my friend Janine. So I am stitching that on an unknown hand dyed from my stash. And with the absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous Darling colorway of silk from Mrs. Sadis. And guys, every stitch is a joy. Every stitch. Can't put it down. So my plan is to continue working on it. Like I said, one strand on it and then switch to something else in between everything else. So I'm continually getting it done, because I just, this has to get done and hang on my wall. It just is too pretty to not be working on it. This piece in here, this kind of the lacy area that I'm working on now. So I just have this flower here to finish. And that's more in the blues, the royal blues, sky blues of the floss rather than the turquoise. And that little corner will be done. And then I'll complete this diagonal that's coming down here. Oh. You will be seeing much more of this. Today's Stitch With Me is the spring door from the Russian designer that I got from mybobbin.com. I will show a picture of that in my Stitch With Me because I don't have it pulled up ready to go on my iPad. So tune into the Stitch With Me if you want to see that. It's the one, another 1/1 that I'm doing. And you know, I keep debating with myself whether I should do, this is that one. Not much to look at just yet, I know. I keep debating whether I should do a Stitch Mania wrap-up. It is going to be a little insane. So Stitch Mania for me continues to June 8th. The Quaker Stitch Along, Quaker Seasons of Friendship Stitch Along is starting June 8th. Which that doesn't really factor into the insanity. Because I've started that, I have that going. That's just picking up a needle and working on it. But so June 8th, I think, is a Saturday. I don't know whether I'm going to want to film a long wrap-up video on Sunday. I guess it's going to depend on how much we still have to do to get ready for the trip. Monday I have a hair appointment. Tuesday I have an eye doctor appointment. Wednesday is the day before we leave. And Thursday we leave. So if I can figure out how to fit in, because it'll be long, right? It'll be a long run, a long one. And I know you guys like whip parades and the wrap-up type of things. And it's like what you do, right? but I don't know whether life at that point is going to allow it. So we shall see. I do have a few goodies to show you. There's a store here called Daiso. It's kind of a Japanese dollar store. It's actually a Japanese $1.50 store. So everything in it is $1.50. And most of it is like products from Japan. As you know, there's a very big Japanese population here on the island. And there's also a huge Japanese tourist industry here on the island. So this store is very much catered on Japanese products, or centered on Japanese products. I think Dee said there is one in Seattle, so it may also be a West Coast thing. It's definitely not an East Coast thing. I had never heard of it before. But anyway, we wandered through there the other day, Dee and I, when we were getting the Ben Franklin that we went to get the stuff for the lei. Oops. We wandered through the Daiso, Dee and I. I hadn't been in yet. So I found this cute little box, and I filled it with some of my smalls. This is the small that Lynette made for me when we moved here to Hawaii. And these two are both ones, oh no, this is that old Just Nan that I had for ages that I finally got finished. And this is one of the ornaments I did for Christmas in July last year. So I thought, this little box is just perfect for it. I don't know where this is going to sit yet. Someplace where the cats can't knock it down, which is like no place, really. Picked up a couple other things. So I'm collecting, if you will, and leaving in the packages some of the different brands of needles. And what I want to do once I have several different ones is do a video kind of testing them live. It won't be a live video, but testing each one in the video and kind of giving my reactions as I stitch with them. I get a lot of questions about needles, and it really is totally a personal preference. But I thought I'd never used Peacemakers before. I'm actually using this one on my shades of gold. And so far, yeah, it's working well. I'm getting all 28 count because that is what I use the most, and I do want to have it be apples to apples kind of thing. So I'm gonna get, I actually thought I had ordered more than just these two, but apparently I didn't because they haven't come yet if I did. But I'm gonna get several more brands and then I'll do a video kind of testing them. I had some money in my PayPal account burning a hole, so I got the July Prairie Schooler month. As you know, I want to get all of these, and I will be doing all of them 1/1 as I'm doing June. So I've started to collect more of those. And I have to say, I like the little pattern that they put in here just as much as I like the big one. Oh, to have time to stitch it all. I also got the first one in the Stonehouse Stitchworks or Summerhouse Stitchworks Fragments in Time. I got it kind of as a placeholder. I'm liking what I'm seeing of this set so far. What has I guess clued me in on these little pieces is Mischievous Stitcher, Lori, has done I think it's probably the 2017 set. She did it all as one piece. It is gorgeous, and that's the first time I had seen them. I love the if it is 2017, I love that set. The 2018, I liked. I might have to tweak the colors a bit. And the 2019 so far, I love where she's going with this, so I think it's more like going to be kind of a little village type of feel. So I got the first one kind of as a reminder to keep an eye on them and get all of them if I do like them. It's kind of a placeholder. That's the same thing I did with Glitter Houses. I got the first one to remind myself that I wanted to keep an eye on them. And yeah, I'm definitely getting all of those, as I mentioned before. So the other thing I got was another one of the patterns, the latest one from Lori Holt, Bee in My Bonnet. So she did. So she gave me 2 copies, one to keep and one to give away, which I absolutely love. This is just, you know, I'm not much of a seamstress. You know, I'm not on the best of terms with my sewing machine. I can operate it. I am happy that I have one that I can operate, but it's not like I'm a whiz-bang when it comes to sewing. But this, I mean, holy cow, people, it's a turquoise sewing machine. I love it. And it's not like, okay, she believed she could sew, she did. Yeah, I'm not a big sewer, but I think it works for stitching too, you know, sewing in hand, sewing method. There you go. I got a little kick at the little write-up they sent. She actually, Lori Holt has a quilt pattern of the same name. The cross-stitch design features a vivacious vintage sewing machine. Is that a vivacious sewing machine? An iconic tomato pincushion. All right, I'll give them that. That's an iconic pincushion. Snippy scissors and whirling thread. Adorned by the quote, she believed she could, so she did. Whirling thread, snipping scissors, vivacious sewing machine. Love it. Anyways, here's what I'm going to do. I keep talking about my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm up to 46. I think I just got over 46 yesterday. 4,600. So I may or may not be at 5,000 by July. We'll see. I think StitchCon is going to help boost those numbers quite a bit. But what I plan on doing is kitting this up. I'm going to have several different prizes. So I'm going to do this in Aida, and I'm going to kit it up totally with the DMC. And I might have the buttons, some buttons that will work for this as well. See, there's the little setting things here. I don't know what you call those, are buttons, and these are 2 big buttons here. I think that's all the buttons. So another little one here. So I will include the buttons. So that is going to be one, and I'll probably include a needle too, maybe whichever one I decide I like best. So that will be one of the gifts. I'm going to have a thread-oriented gift where I will have Mrs. Sada's silk and Victorian Mottos floss, and I might have some other odds and ends too if I pick up stuff at StitchCon. And then I'm going to have a fabric packet too, where I'll have different counts and types of fabric in the prize. So I think that will be it. Maybe. It seems to me I had something else. I had something else planned too. I need to go back and watch my videos and see what I said. There was some other charts. I don't know. I need to write stuff down, right? Okay, I think that is all for this one. Like I said, not real long. So now I'm going to switch around and do my stitch with me. And like I said, they'll be in 2 separate videos today. Oh, so the photos at the beginning, you saw several different things, a couple different things, I guess. One was Mike and I, you know, and I had to go for my x-ray. I had to go down to Pearl Ridge for my x-ray. And while we were down there, we ate lunch, and then we went over to Ford Island because there was this big radar thingy that was sitting in the harbor that Mike had to see. So there's some photos of that, and some photos off of around the Utah Memorial. We walked down to that. So that was off of Ford Island, where we stayed at the Navy Lodge when we first moved here. So that was still in that same area. And then we did a hike on Sunday. There's a hike that goes up behind Schofield Barracks that overlooks, then you go up the peak and look down onto the western coast of Oahu, so down into the Waianae area. So that is what that hike, the photos and videos are at the beginning of the video, of this video. Words again. That's because it is only 8 o'clock and I haven't had breakfast. That's okay. All right, guys, that is all for this one. I will be doing a floss tube video next Tuesday before I leave. Hopefully by then I will know what I'm taking to StitchCon and be pretty much packed. Know what I'm taking for the week and a half beforehand in Arizona, and then for StitchCon as well. See, it's all this different things that I have to pack for that just kind of have my head going. But that's okay. That's part of the fun, figuring it all out, right? And telling myself, Jan, you can't take it all. That's the hard part. All right, I love you guys. Remember, give love, get love. It's a thing, and it's an important thing. And if you do it, find somebody every day that needs a little love. You know, I have people commenting all the time that I'm bringing some sunshine into their life. And I don't think they mean literal sunshine, but I try and do that too. But just the love and the joy that I can spread, not only through my love of the needlework, art, but also my joy in you and my love for you, because it is real. There's many of you I've never met. There's many of you I've never even spoken to virtually on the internet thing. But know in your hearts that I feel this for you. We are a special community and we have a bond that is amazing. So go out there, give love, get love. I promise you, if you give love, you'll get it in return. No doubt in my mind. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon.